It was a chilly Monday morning when the classroom door creaked open and silence fell over Lincoln High. Every head turned as a girl none of them had seen before stepped inside. Her name was Amara Brooks, 16 years old, dark brown skin that glowed under the fluorescent light, her long braids tied neatly, and her eyes calm but sharp. She carried an old backpack, worn but clean, and her uniform looked too big, as if it once belonged to someone else. She quietly said, "Good morning," and the teacher nodded, asking her to sit at the back. The class was full of chatter again, but whispers followed her. "Where's she from?" Someone muttered. "She looks like trouble," another voice said under a fake cough. Amara kept her eyes on her desk. She wasn't here to make friends, she just wanted to finish school peacefully. Her mom had told her the night before, "Ignore what they say, baby. You're stronger than their words." At first, things seemed normal, but bullies always smell weakness, and they mistook Amara's quiet nature for fear. The ringleader was Brittany Sanders, the kind of girl who thought the world revolved around her. Expensive perfume, new phone every week, fake nails that clicked whenever she typed. Her friends, Kylie and Jessica, followed her like shadows. They ruled the class with gossip and cruelty. When Amara walked in that first week, Brittany had smirked. Once the school's diversity plan finally kicked in, she whispered loudly enough for everyone to hear. Some laughed, others looked away. Amara said nothing. Days passed and the tension grew. During lunch, Amara always sat alone reading a book or sketching quietly. One afternoon, Brittany walked by her table and accidentally spilled her smoothie over Amara's notebook. The thick red liquid soaked through the pages of her sketches. Brittany gasped dramatically. "Oh no, my bad. Didn't see your little art project." Her friends snickered. Amara looked up at her, her expression unreadable. "It's okay," she said softly. She stood, took a napkin, and cleaned the mess herself. Brittany frowned. She wanted a reaction. She didn't get one. That made her angry. By the second week, the bullying turned open. Whispers behind her, notes thrown at her desk, laughter when she answered a question right. Even a few boys joined in, imitating her accent, though she didn't even have one. But through it all, Amara stayed calm. The teacher, Mr. Dalton, pretended not to notice. He was the type who avoided conflict, too scared to challenge popular students. But one day changed everything. It was Thursday morning history class. Amara was taking notes when Brittany suddenly stood up, pretending to stretch. She leaned over Amara's desk and snatched her pencil. "Hey, this yours?" she mocked. Amara looked up. "Yes, please give it back." Brittany grinned and twirled the pencil between her fingers. "What if I don't?" Amara sighed. "Then I'll just get another one." The class chuckled. Brittany didn't like being ignored. "Oh, she's got attitude now," she said. She grabbed Amara's sketchbook again. "What are you always drawing? Your imaginary friends?" She flipped it open and froze. Inside were detailed drawings of the classroom. Every student sketched with incredible accuracy. Even Brittany's arrogant smirk was captured perfectly, almost too real. The whole class leaned closer. "Yo, that's actually good," one boy said. Brittany's cheeks turned red. She slammed the book shut. "Creepy freak," she hissed, tossing the book to the floor. Pages scattered across the tiles. Amara bent down to pick them up, her hands shaking slightly. "Pick them up for her," one boy joked. Brittany laughed. "No, I think she should crawl. That's what she's good at." That was the line. Amara stood slowly. For the first time, her calm eyes lifted directly to Brittany's. There was no fear there now, just quiet, contained power. "I said give me my pencil back," she repeated, her tone lower, colder. The laughter around the room died a little. Brittany smirked, pretending not to care. Or what? Then it happened. Brittany tried to shove Amara back into her seat, but Amara's reflexes were lightning. She caught Brittany's wrist mid-air. Her grip firm, her eyes locked. A sharp gasp spread through the room. "Let go," Brittany shouted. But Amara didn't. Instead, she twisted Brittany's wrist just slightly, enough to make her drop the pencil. "I asked nicely," Amara said. Her voice didn't rise, it didn't need to. It was pure control. When Brittany tried to slap her, Amara stepped aside, grabbed her arm, and used her own motion against her. A perfect judo move. In one swift turn, Brittany hit the floor, hard but not injured. The class erupted in shock. "Yo, did she just? She flipped her. Bro, she didn't even move fast." Kylie and Jessica rushed forward, screaming, "You'll pay for that." Jessica tried to push Amara, but Amara sidestepped again. She placed one hand on Jessica's shoulder and swept her leg. A clean, graceful movement, and Jessica dropped onto a desk, stunned but safe. Kylie froze, realizing she was next. "Don't," Amara said quietly. Kylie backed away. The room went silent except for the sound of Brittany groaning on the floor. The teacher ran in, panicked. "What on earth? What happened here?" he demanded. No one spoke. Everyone stared at Amara like they were seeing her for the first time. Brittany pointed a shaking finger. "She attacked me?" Amara took a deep breath. "No," she said calmly. "She attacked me. I just stopped her." The teacher looked confused. The other students started murmuring, some defending Amara, others silent with guilt. Mr. Dalton sighed and said he'd take them both to the principal's office. But before they left, something strange happened. A few students clapped, softly at first, then louder. The sound grew, echoing through the room. Amara blinked in surprise. For the first time in her life at Lincoln High, people weren't laughing at her. They were respecting her. Even the boy who had mocked her accent earlier whispered, "That was awesome." As she walked out, Brittany glaring daggers at her, Amara didn't smile. She didn't need to. Power wasn't about showing off. It was about standing tall when everyone wanted to see you crawl. That night, Amara sat by her window, her sketchbook open again. Her mom came in smiling softly. "How was school, baby?" Amara looked up thoughtful. "Better," she said quietly. "I think they finally saw me." Her mom nodded. Sometimes people need to see strength before they learn respect. Amara drew one last picture before bed, 3 bullies, looking scared, and one girl standing tall in the middle. Underneath, she wrote, "Never mistake kindness for weakness." The next morning, whispers filled the hallways. Everyone knew what had happened. Some students smiled at her now, some looked away in shame, and some, like Brittany, plotted their next move. But Amara had found her calm again. She knew this wasn't over, not yet, and what came next would change everything. Tob Hundun, if you're inspired by Amara's strength, don't forget to subscribe for more stories where courage wins over cruelty.